So I'm going to talk a little bit about the movie Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I'm really trying to recover from the film because I feel this pressure in my chest. And anyway, the movie's really good. It takes you for a ride. I mean, it feels like a producer's movie. There's just like, I don't know what that means, but it doesn't feel like a director wrote it or something. It feels like a producer made this movie in a way, because there's no big anything in this movie. It's just the movie itself, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So I heard about this movie for a long time. It came out in the 70s, and it's a road trip movie, and they basically go to this they wander into this house in the middle of the country, and it turns out there's a psycho there who just like kills people, like slaughters them like cattle. We don't know the full story behind them, except that it's just a weird family. The guy who owns the gas station, he's in on it. He's the father, I believe. And then they have the crazy guy who looks like Charles Manson or something. He kind of like has that aura. He was like hitchhiking. I guess he was in the beginning of the film, digging up dead corpses for some reason and posting them like scarecrows and stuff. And then later on, when they meet Leatherface and the girl, and then we finally like see who they really are, they're just a freaky family who kill people. There's like a grandfather who I thought was dead. I mean, the face is like obviously like a mask, but it's still freaky. It's a low budget film for its time. I think it's like the equivalent of like under $1 million. But she manages to escape. And there's a whole big action sequence at the end. I think the crazy brother dies, but Leatherface lives. He tries to get her as she jumps on someone's truck and drives away. But yeah, it's crazy. It was a crazy movie, man. Her screaming and yelling was just intense. It was really intense. She just kept on screaming and screaming like for 5 minutes straight. Oh my gosh, it was just insane. Maybe longer. What else about this movie I can tell you is like the best like way to watch this movie would probably be in a film festival, because you need to like have some sort of like context instead of it definitely has some sort of significance for some reason, and maybe it's better to have it in a way where someone can explain it to you. There's something about like the Vietnam War. There's definitely like the 70s are the end of the hippies, right? So you have this Charles Manson character, wandering around. At least that's how I described him. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like this vacant period where it's just like people just hanging out. That's how I always viewed the 70s. And what else can I say about this film? Yeah, this is like, it does have some cultural relevance. Like, it should be at a film festival. It feels like a film festival movie too. I don't know how to explain this. It's like a movie, like it's low budget. It's shot on like 16 millimeter. No name actors. No named person or company blew out. You know what I mean? They had some sequels to the film. I remember that. But yeah, that's basically it. Yeah, it's not an anxious movie, and it's not so much a gory movie too. I mean, there's like, it's just the screaming. My gosh, the screaming was just like, wow. I didn't really think about how bad it was until the movie ended. And then all of a sudden I could feel this pressure inside.